The opening hole at Creighton Farms is a medium-length par 4 with a bunker complex on the left side of the fairway. A drive placed properly will leave you with a short to medium iron to a green protected well on the left side with a bunker. Green slopes right to left. Not a difficult opening hole, but a good challenging one. The second hole at Creighton Farms is a risk-reward par 4. It can be played in two ways. One, hitting out to the left to the safe side. The green opens up nicely for a wedge shot, or trying to carry the bunker complex 60-70 yards short of the green, but you're you're bringing the water just to the left of the green into play. It's a gamble that you might want to take, but it's a gamble that you also got to think about. Number 3 is the first par 5 on the golf course. It plays uphill. There's a series of bunkers that you have to negotiate up the hole. The green sits open on the left side, protected by a bunker on the right side. Good hole to make a birdie on. Not a particularly difficult hole, fun hole to play. The fourth hole is a long par 4, marsh on the left side of the hole. The tighter you play to the marsh, the better angle you have into the green. The green is well protected in the front along the right side by a hazard that runs along. Green is fairly open, but it's going to be a fairly challenging shot. This is probably, for a lot of golfers, a 3-shot hole, played safe on the tee shot and played safe on the second. Number 5 is a medium-length par 4, requiring a carry over a valley. The hole sits fairly much on top of a hill and then plays out back into the trees. A very beautiful green setting, a long, thin green, one that requires has a little bit of freedom off the tee, but requires a good, accurate second shot. Number 6 is the shortest par 3 on the golf course, surrounded by water on the right and back. Good drop off from the left and a bunker in front. It's just a postage stamp little hole that you must play the right club and hit it accurately. The 7th hole is a long par 5. May be reached in 2, but probably won't be for most players. There's a lake that is protecting the left side of the hole. There's 2 sentinel trees on the right. If you find the fairway on drive, then it's decision time. You've got to make up your mind whether you want to try to get home in 2, and is it a good risk reward? For some it will be, and some it won't. The 8th hole is a a strong par 4. Tee shot placed to the top of the hill sort of requires that you play to the terminus of the fairway. You then have an elevated second shot playing down to a green with a hazard on the right. Good strong hole, beautiful setting, one of my favorite holes on the golf course. The 9th hole at Creighton Farms is a relatively long, demanding par 3 that plays slightly uphill into a prevailing wind. Good sized green. The ball can run onto the green here, but it usually requires a good, strong shot, and you'll have a little bit of trouble once you reach the green because it's not the easiest green to putt. Number 10 is a par 4, slightly uphill on the tee shot, bunker on the right. Green is well guarded with bunkering, usually playing into a slight wind from the left to right. Good solid hole, good way to start the back 9. Number 11, downhill par 5. Good strong hole. Creek runs in front of the green. A real big tee shot may allow you to get home in 2. Otherwise, it's a good solid 3-shot hole. Green is in a beautiful setting over the creek, trees behind it. Very, very, very attractive golf hole. The 12th hole is a medium short par 4 dogleg left. It's a positioned tee shot and an uphill short iron into a very difficult green. Probably the most difficult green on the golf course. Big deep bunker on the left. Picking the right club and putting it in the right side of the green here or the correct side of the green is actually imperative. The 13th at Creighton Farms, downhill par 4. Creek bed that runs along the left side of the hole, crosses in front of the green. A very narrow green. Bunkers on the right side of the tee shot. Requires putting the ball in the fairway because out of the rough you'll have an awfully hard time stopping it on the green. A little bit of bailout left of the green, but a very tricky bailout because it's a hard chip. One of my favorite holes on the golf course. Number 14 at Creighton Farms, the shortest par 4 on the golf course. Usually plays into a prevailing wind. However, when you don't have that wind, it's it's potentially a drivable par 4. Smallest green on the golf course, 2 deep bunkers in the front left, green slopes hard left to right. There will be a lot of birdies here, but there will also be a lot of bogeys. The 15th is a longish par 4, but generally played downwind, so it won't play nearly as long as you think. A large bunker protects the left side of the green. The green has good movement in it, so it will test your putting skills. 16th is a medium to long uphill dogleg right par 4. Pretty tee shot, difficult second, drops off to the right of the green. You want to hug the left side of this hole, and I think you'll play it pretty well. Final par 3, the 17th, is a punch bowl green fronted by a deep bunker and framed by pot bunkers on both sides. The ball will collect and run into the middle of the green, but you must take the right club here because if you don't, you're going to end up with a very long putt. The 18th finishing hole at Creighton Farms is a great risk-reward par 5 that returns to the clubhouse. Plays along a natural wetlands on the right. It's got a creek that crosses the fairway, not really in the driving area, but halfway between the first and second area. You have the option to play the second shot right at the hole or out to the left, and for a reasonable pitch in for your third shot. Good hole, pretty finish. Nice way to finish a round.